So like last summer, I think it was. Oh, hey, by the way, often forget my name, John Patrick Morgan. Thank you for being here. I want to share with you a distinction or an insight, a perspective around the idea that nothing you feel is real. So that phrase is a kind of an inverse of a T-shirt that my friend James saw in a shop window, took a picture of and sent it to me. I think it was last summer when he was here visiting from Scotland. And the T-shirt said on it, like, the same sentence, like, over and over again. It said, "Everything you feel is real." And it's like the typical SoCal spiritual hippie hipster like shirt. Everything you feel is real, man. It's all about your feelings. Got to learn to feel. Um, there's blessing and curse in this idea, and so I want to both honor it but also invalidate it. So let's start with honoring it. I think for most people in Western society, they're so disassociated from their ability to feel. They're so oriented around their left prefrontal cortex and reason and rationality and logic and intellectual uh, way of thinking, like way of being, that they're disconnected from their bodies. We could even say they're disembodied, right? Like people can't even feel themselves very often. I used to work in London when I first started as a coach, and I was helping people how to live with a passion in their life, how to have passion, how to find passion. And it was like, well, the answer is, what do you want to do? And most people had no idea what they wanted because they weren't connected with anything other than what would make sense and what would be rational and what would be safe, or what am I supposed to do as a functioning member of society? So they had been so long since they actually felt their wants that they couldn't even feel wanting anymore. And so people are numb. And so this idea that what you feel, that's the truth, what does your heart want? That's true. When you can feel it in a certain area of your body, whether it's your stomach or your groin or your heart, or where are you feeling in your body, immensely valuable to most people. And one of the ways that spiritual teachings, personal development teachings draw people into that orientation is they turn feeling into a new God, because their God is rationality and reason and what makes sense. And so if that's their God, to pull them away, you need to give them a different God. It's like, give up that God and have the God of feelings. That's not the truth. This is the truth. And having an alternate truth. Oh, I thought I knew the truth, but it's actually this. Stories like, hey, once you discover it, then that it's true, it's like it's an easy switch. Oh, feelings are true. Okay, now I'm all in. Now I'll start prioritizing that. Now I'm willing to let go of that because I found the correct truth. But the real thing still is that, like, there's a truth out there. So this is where, okay, first, give it to them. Let them believe that it's true long enough to start to feel their body, but don't be stuck in the truth trap. Don't think that now I've got the truth. I meet people all the time. They find something in their world that creates some type of opening for them, but then they dogmatize it. They turn it into truth. These principles are the truth. It's like gravity, and it's like, now I know the truth, and they become evangelicals for it, and their foot is nailed to the floor. They're trapped. They're free as long as they are seeing that truth. And it's an ironic thing, because there's so little freedom in truth. There's so little freedom in knowing that you have figured it out. So where is there more freedom? It's not that you believe that it's true that nothing you feel is real, but that's a flip. It's not that nothing you feel is real in the sense that nothing has any reference to what's really out there. It's actually nothing is real. Connecting with nothingness as what real is actually negates the idea that you can know what real is. I'll try to say that again in a different way. Saying nothing you feel is real is like an extended way of saying nothing is real, which is not saying realness is found in this something called nothing. It's actually saying reality. It's actually negating the concept of reality. Nothing is real negates access to realness. Now, I'm not saying there's not some stuff out there, right? There's a table here. There's a phone right there. There's a water bottle behind the phone that you're leaning on right now. Like, there's real. Allen butter. Boop, boop. It's real. Hits my head. Hurts. But at the same time, there's no way of labeling any of these things that's actually objectively out there ontologically true. So everything is just there. Can't even call it everything, but there's something. There's a there, and then we give meaning to it. And then that meaning is what we experience. We experience our sensory body is feeling, tasting, seeing, hearing the world, but not directly. It's creating that experience through the predispositions of our neurology. We generate sound with our eardrum. There's not sound, we create sound. Vibrations are then turned into the sound experience. There is no color. We create color with our brain and our retinas and the cones and stuff inside of our eyes. We produce the experience of color out of this tiny sliver of light. So it's being created. We're creating reality in real time. So it's not real out there, but it is being created. And so, when you say everything you feel is real, what that does is it mixes up the creation of experience with what's out there. And it's subjective, it's relative, and it's different for every person. There's no way of knowing if your blue and my blue are the same blue, because we don't know what each other's experiencing, right? Probably, but we can't know for sure. So everything that we're experiencing is being created, and most of the time it's maybe a little bit accurate, but a lot of the times it's very much off from what's actually out there. I find the idea that everything you feel is real to be first liberating and then a trap. It becomes a trap when you are now trusting your feelings so much that it's leading you down a path that's not functional. It's trusting it so much that it's when something's uncomfortable, hey, it's just true, that's not right for me. I mean, that's like the most classic one. Somebody gets in touch with their body, and then they start using all experiences of discomfort as a sign that that's not right for them, and they shouldn't do that. I flip that on its head all the time by just simply saying, even let's stay in the feelings are real thing. If you're feeling discomfort, then that means you have that's relevant for you somehow, which means there's a part of you that actually has the capacity for that or desires that. I'll stay in the everything you feel is real trap for a second, just flip it on its head. Now you're not, it's like you can't hide behind your discomfortable feeling. Now it's like, oh fuck, for the rest of my life they haunt me because they are only arising when there's something that's important to me. But even that, let's just step back from that. Let's even say that that's just an idea. Just because I'm feeling something, because I have some potential for it, some discomfort for it, some capacity that I'm confronting, even that doesn't make that true objectively, that I, as this body, need to do that thing in this world. There's just a pattern of neurology, of experience that's lending that's generating this now. There's a bunch of past that collected in this thing. It's meeting the circumstances, it's producing this experience, and it's projecting a future. Doesn't mean it must be. It just means it's feeling that way right now. So nothing you feel is real in the sense where it's ordained, where it's destiny. It's just the past playing out as a future in contact with the present moment. And so in that sense, feelings are great. Get in touch with your body. Be able to be guided by more than just intellect and reason. Have a more broad, increase your bandwidth of experience at which you have connection to, which you can bring into your process of decision and orientation in the world. But don't get sold on it as the new God or the new truth. Challenge your feelings. Challenge what feels uncomfortable for you. Maybe it's right for me anyway, even though it's not comfortable. Maybe this situation doesn't feel right, and maybe it's still right for me. Challenge what feels really good for you. This feels really good, but maybe I've been doing this for so long that I've atrophied growth because I'm in a groove which has become a rut. I talked about that recently. Grooves into ruts. When does that change? Well, I'm growing, I'm changing. Just because something's comfortable, just because something's pleasurable, just because something's working, doesn't mean it's right for me. Do not turn feelings into a false god. My name is John Patrick Morgan, and I'm not even sure about that. I know that it was given to me, but it's just an idea. Anyway, I'll let you go. Thank you for listening. I love you for being here. If you'd like to be in conversation and have my support in creating a new way of seeing yourself and your life that has new action unfold from you, simply, easily, effortlessly, it's not wham bam thank you ma'am work. It's deep work, and we do it over a period of time. But if you're interested in that, reach out to me. Let's have a conversation. My next creating circle is starting soon. Thank you for being here. I love you. Talk to you soon.